Hello, my name is Eddie Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here's your weekly technical analysis of LME 3-month lead and tin. I'll start with LME 3-month lead. I have prattled on for quite some time now, if not endlessly, on how great a comfort it had been that the market had kept within the breached, but until 2 weeks ago, unbroken and thus still valid, May to October 2020 bullish shift pitch hook, originally drawn over a year and a half ago. Well, 2 weeks ago, the market broke down through the lower time, currently at 2308. Hesitated for a week, and then last Friday decided to push lower and finally break this pattern permanently. Hence, after this commentary, it will be retired. Okay, looking at the recent bearish action, it all started from the failed follow-through higher to both the weekly key reversal up in mid-April and the daily key reversal up on the 19th of April, which was also an indecisive doji cross right at the top of the recent market. You could also argue that the failure over late March and mid-April to break up and over the middle time, currently at 24.78, of the same May to October 2020 bullish shift pitch hook, also was a major contributor to the turn back down in the market. Now, here is where it gets interesting, as we can look at the whole action from the heights of March all the way until today as a large bearish halfway hesitation, with a potential target X in the 2030 area. In addition to this, the action from that peak on the 19th of April until today could also be seen as a small bearish halfway hesitation with potential target X1 in a 2087 area. That's just below where we are right now. Yesterday's move lower was very significant, as it was a strong break below as well as close under the February and December 2021 lows at 2186, with the market only stopping at congestion at 2132 to 35 area. Today, prices are now heading lower still, below the congestion at 2132 to 35 and seeming to be entering a fairly free space empty of support until the January 2020 high at 2039. So watch this space and targets X and X1. LME 3-month tin. Now, you have heard me repeat here many times for well over a year now about how helpful and in its own way how wonderful has been the overall bullish incentive generated by the January to March 2021 bullish shift pitch hook that started way back in March last year. Well, 2 weeks ago, we saw the market break on the downside below the lower time, currently at 42,665. On its own, this was not that disconcerting, as prices have previously broken lower and higher from this pitch hook. However, it seems those previous breaks in both directions were the precursor to what happened 2 weeks ago and last week as well. You see, last week was spent in consolidation in between the 50% Fibonacci line of the August 2021 to March 2022 move at 41.25, and the flatlining eventually flatlining long moving average below, currently at 39,100. Over the past weekend, the market made up its mind and dropped down through the long moving average, only halting yesterday at the 50% Fibonacci of the March 2021 to March 2022 move at 36,945. Today, prices have dropped even lower, just about fulfilling the downside target, unlabeled as it is so close, and that's of the mid-April to date bearish halfway hesitation. The pressure is now on for further declines in the market, and to be honest, there is little below until the start of the previous all-time high of April 2011 in this 33,605 area. However, there is one other pattern I would like to suggest may be there, and that is an inverted cup with handle pattern for the March to date action. But it's still a bit early for this pattern's full development, though I will likely go further into this pattern next time. This brings me to my final point, the same final point which I have repeated here now from previous commentaries many times. It is this, and I quote, "It can be hellish to rely on only one pattern, because it can be hellish when it breaks," end of quote. Well, it has broken, and it has been pretty hellish. Thank you for listening. This weekly broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted with this broadcast. Copyright Eddie Tofpik and ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here comes the final bit.